Hello everyone, CCG Genesis here, sorry for the delayed introduction. Here we have Pricia, Beast Queen in Hiding. Her J activate cost is 2 green mana. She has a special ability to convert all the mana costs of Sacred Beast to any color as long as she is on the ruler side. This allows you to play Sacred Beast from your hand, and this is sort of this is basically the gist of the deck. Playing dead Sacred Beast are in your hand and basically trying to control the board state for you to go into the late game. How long? Her J activate is very unique, where she has the ability to gain target attack, swiftness, and flying, and +2/+2. Which the different types of color resonators that you have. White gives her target attack, red gives her swiftness, blue gives her flying, green gives her +2/+2. Her God's Art is 3 green and X. The X is basically what you pay to search out your deck for a different amount of X for different Sacred Beasts and put them into play. Now we'll go into the stone list. We have 4 Dusting Sky, which is the most important stone in this deck. Mainly because we do play Seal of Wind and Light. Other than that, that's the real reason why we play 4. And then we play 3 Blasting Waves, and then 4 Deep Woods. Mainly just to have the other colors for how long. Let's move on to our Resonator list. 4 Mana Dorks. The Mana Dorks are very needed for the early game ramp. The faster you ramp, the faster you get how long, and the faster you can control the board. It was very necessary for it to be green. When it was Moon Resolve, oh man, I have not been able to do easy turn how longs. Next we have 2 Zhuquei. Every Sacred Beast is a 2-of in this deck because you don't really want to have them in hand, you want to read them out with the How Long or your God's Art. Every Sacred Beast works with each other. Zhuquei burns the Sacred Beast, burns target Resonator for 200 for every Sacred Beast to control. Turtle bounces them equal to or less than the X amount of Sacred Beasts that you have. If you target something that has more than the amount of Sacred Beasts you control, it fizzles out. Plus, the block effect is very nice. It prevents the next damage, which means they had to deal damage before unblock declaration in order to kill it. Now we have 2 Qilong. Qilong is probably the worst of the Sacred Beasts because he needs another Sacred Beast in order to go off, but he does cycle a card for you. And then he can also give other Sacred Beasts +2/+2, which is very nice for a finisher or to accelerate trades into your favor, or just to trade in general. Then we play 2 Baihu. Baihu's very important. Early game target attack is very nice. The ability to gain life is very good. He gains 200 per Sacred Beast that you control, including himself. So you can go very crazy in the life game. Then we play 3 How Long. How Long is the main resonator of the deck, so you want to control the board state to where you can play How Long safely. You want to control your opponent hand to where you can play How Long safely. How Long is where you have to pay X amount. You have to pay different color costs to bring out the 4 Sacred Beasts, so red, blue, white, and green. And then for every Sacred Beast that you control, he gets +1/+1. And then I play 2 Lumia. 2 Lumia is basically my tech resonator of the deck. Being able to become back to 4,000 life is a very powerful ability. The ability to tap all of the Sacred Beasts, by all I mean the 3, red, white, and blue, and then tap herself to flip over on your opponent's turn, gain back all your life on the ending of your opponent's turn, or in response to them burning you down. It could be a real huge game changer. We'll move on to spells. We play 2 Wall of Wind. Wall of Wind's a very cheap removal, cheap counter spell, very ineffective against Very ineffective against energized rulers, but very good against non-energized rulers. It forces out energize very early in the game, or hopefully it gets rid of something against the energized rulers. Next we have 3 Seal of Wind and Light. Seal of Wind and Light is basically the top counter spell in the format. Be able to counter target spell and forcing your opponent to either have another cancel spell or it goes through. Protecting your how long is key into this deck. Then we play 3 Rewriting Law. Rewriting Law is basically to filter and to cycle. If you do not have all the stone colors that you need, this filters to do the mana that you need, and it'll also cycle your card. Blessing Individual. You want to make sure you at least have the white stones the most for your counterspell and for your how long. Mainly for the counterspell. This is the ramp of the deck. Ramp is very important. 2 Heavenly Gust. Heavenly Gust is very important in this format. Addition / Regalia removal is very prominent since a lot of lists are playing a huge amount of Regalias. And it's very cheap. We have very cheap cards that enable this, the Tauren ability. Thought I heard knocking. I have 2 Wind Secluded Refuges. It's basically protection for Pricia, protection for how long, protection for Lumia. Basically protection for anything. Very strong card in this format, very necessary in this format. 1 Sprint. Sprint gives you the reach damage, or your opponent has to basically trade everything in order to survive, or they die. This is basically, I'm going to kill you unless you block with everything. Then I have 4 Horn of Sacred Beast. Horn of Sacred Beast is very strong, especially when you can tap it to give colorless, produce colorless for Sacred Beast in your hand. So you can tap 2, turn 1, play a Baihu. You now have a 1 mana 6/6 that basically can clear off early game objectives for you. You go tap it to give +2/+2 to Pricia and Imperishable. And you can sacrifice it. It sacrifices itself as a cost. And then you're able to Zeke's either player's discard, so you put them back to your deck. Next we have 1 G-Tank. G-Tank is a card I wanted to test, mainly due to discard effects. So you're able to cycle through your deck a little bit faster. Other than cycling through your deck, you're able to, like, fucking Godcat. I'm sorry about that. Can't really control the cats. You're able to gain life, make target resonator hexproof, and you're able to rest target J / resonator, which is all 3 of these effects are very, 4 of these effects are powerful. I had to do this multiple times because my cat's constantly climbing on the damn table and climbing through my mat. I'm just gonna use this one. I'm tired of redoing. This is my 4th time doing the same deck profile, guys. I'm sorry. We have 100 Monica. Basically, it is here to search out Hollow. If you have open up mana, because you didn't use a counter spell, you can use it to search for how long to the top of your deck, draw into how long, play how long. Then we play 2 Red Knight. Red Knight's very good, very useful for mana acceleration. Also has ability to let Pricia attack twice. So you can tap, produce mana, sacrifice, produce mana if needed. Next we'll go to side deck. We play Yggdrasil. Yggdrasil is very strong because decks like Mikage OTK, Mars Burn, Sylvia Rush, and all that. You know the deal by now. It has the ability to put you, when you're below 100, you have the Ice Block effect from Hearthstone. And then with the Yggdrasil package, we have 2 Excalibur X's, and 2 Avatars of the Seven Land. Avatar of the Seven Land is basically a sponge. She sponges all the damage. If you have multiple on the field, you're able to spread the damage between each 2 of them. And then Excaliburs make her and yourself untargetable by spells. Also giving her a nice buff of +4/+4. They can, but it cancels the spells and abilities unless they pay 2 extra mana for her or for yourself. So let's say they try to Thunder you, let's say this is Wanderer format, they try Thunder you, you pay 3 mana to Thunder you. She takes all the damage still. But, yeah. I mean, granted, you still can't be you wouldn't be targeted, but it would be towards her. Next is 2 Ice Shackles. Ice Shackles is a very strong, nice card. I've been testing it out. It's useful against Machina, useful against Valentina 2.0, useful against Mars, useful against Mercurius. Basically, rulers that need to use their activate abilities. It's decent against Zero. It's not very useful against. It's not honestly made for Zero because Zero's Magic Light's the only thing you have to really worry about. So we have 2 Keen Sense. Keen Sense is there for counter negate, negate burn, and stealth control. We want to get rid of Lunar Lakes. You want to get rid of Mortars, Rizas as early as possible. You just want to get rid of anything that you see in the stealth zone as fast as possible. It's the same thing with this next Resonator, Sacred Vision, more stealth control. I don't really need the Addition Hate with Heavenly Gust in the main deck. I need it for the stealth control. Because again, Lunar Lake is a very strong card, especially against Howlong, and you don't want to get your Howlong to get Lunar Laked. Then Interdimensional Escape. Very strong card against Swarm decks like Machina, Elves, Fairies. You're able to do cute little combat tricks if necessary. But overall, very strong card. Very necessary. Then last we play one more Whirlwind against non-energized rulers. Nice, cheap negation spell. And then one more Jean Wu. Jean Wu is there again for anti-aggressive decks. Sorry, not anti. To be anti-aggressive decks. There you go. So I hope you guys liked the deck profile. I'm sorry for angry yelling at my cat. I know he doesn't deserve it. But again, this is my 4th time doing this video. So please leave a comment down below. Leave a like. Leave any suggestions that you might have in the comments for future decks, future games that you want to see, and hopefully I can build them. Hopefully I can make them competitively viable, and hopefully I can make you guys be entertained and informative. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. These videos will probably be posted by next week.